Hello world! Frank Mondeose here in Iceland. Day 2 of the International School of Temple Arts program, Spiritual Sexual Shamanic Experience. We had our first morning share, which is beautiful, our pods. And then we were coming to going to start our first day. And I got out of the car and I slipped and I dislocated my shoulder. That's okay. I dislocated my shoulder. That's what happened. And I was lying on the floor for 20 minutes with a dislocated shoulder, really just breathing into the pain and just trusting that everything that was happening for a reason that's going to serve a higher purpose. I was channeling lots of love. And as I channel lots of love, the pain was slowly going away. And I got to the hospital with young Bear and Ivar, the two ambulance drivers. And I'm here with Matilda. Matilda, say hi. Matilda is the organizer of Iceland. Anyway, so I want to start to get to the point. So I got here, they gave me ketamine, they x-rayed me, and they repositioned my shoulder. And I can only say from the ambulance that this was initiation. I feel that something big had to come through. I recently got a large tattoo on my left shin from Brandon Gabriel, Native American, that lives in the west coast of Canada. Thank you so much for drawing that for me and for blessing me with the heritage and allowing me to have it on my body. It really means a lot to me. And Danielle, who put it on my body. Anyway, this tattoo was about me stepping into my leadership. And there's a bear on it, and there's a wolf on it. And we have my driver of the car was Young Bear. And there's Star Wolf and Linda Wolf in our training. So I feel in with my people, and I have never felt so safe and taken care of like I am right now. So what's the message? They obviously gave me medicine because this is like channeling through medicine. And I went through the medicine. I felt how everything is like, I guess when they were repositioning my shoulder, I just saw the moldability of everything in our life. Everything is moldable, nothing is fixed. Everything feels like clay. Everything is clay. And I think where we get into pain in our life is when we go into our rigidity, when we go into firmness, when we go hardness and expectations and wants. And when we go into those places, we create like solid stuff. And that's why we're solid here. We're in a very dense vibration. And so they easily moved my body into the place it was supposed to be. And what's coming through is that, and all this solidity has created a lot of armor in our bodies, around our bodies. We walk around with a lot of armor. And the truth of the matter is we just all want to be in our heart. It's like, it's all in our heart. If we could just let go of the story, if we could just let go of all the pieces of wanting to control. The control is such the big piece that creates dense forms that makes it hard to move through the world. So when we come to the heart, there's a softness. And my wish for the world is that we come to the core of our heart and we meet our softness. And we meet our softness and we show our softness to the world. And we meet our brothers and sisters from that place of softness and from that place of vulnerability. So that we see each other. We truly see each other. We don't see the masks that we put on to be somebody, to fit into the world, to seem some level of success or whatever it is so that we could fit in. Drop it. Let's drop it all. Let's just drop it all. Drop so deep into our heart to feel. And that's what ISTA does. And I'm like thankful that I dislocated my shoulder on full day 1, actual day 2 of ISTA, because I'm carrying this energy with me right now. And the ISTA training, what it allows to do is for us to release some of those shells. Really release some of those shells and drop into the heart so that we can meet each other, meet our reflections in the world, our brothers, our sisters, their reflections. They're not competitors. We live in a capitalistic world that breeds competition. It's the unhealthy masculine. The healthy masculine holds space, creates safety, and witnesses without judgment. And we all have that. Matilda has been here, holding space, creating safety, witnessing without judgment for me as I go on this journey of exploring the deeper realms of consciousness. Sorry, I don't want to. And so what I'm trying to share here is, Me Too, hashtag Me Too exists because we're in competition and we're in taking, we're in the energy of taking. Check out The Wheel of Consent by Betty Martin. It's okay to take when we are in consent. There's a lot of pleasure to receive when we are in consent. But most of the time we move through the world only taking care of ourselves. And that's how we wound each other. So we feel lack. We feel lack of love. We feel lack of connection. And we feel lack of sensuality. So in every moment that we feel that there's an opportunity to get that, because that fills our being, that fills our heart, that fills our spirit, and that's how we feel connected to God and oneness. And that's all what we're looking for. We're all looking for to reconnect to that bigger thing that we know that we're connected to. And it's when we forget that we're connected to something bigger than ourselves that we're just trying to hoard, take and hoard and get as much for ourselves as possible, whether it be pleasure, money. So right now I'm in appreciation to Great Spirit for making me dislocate my shoulder and to go on this journey and to take this vulnerable moment to share with you my heart and to say sorry to all the sisters that have been wounded by the men in the world, and all the brothers who have been wounded by women in the world. We wound each other. We wound each other because we're disconnected. We're disconnected because we're disconnected from our own hearts. And my wish for all of us is that we find our way back to our heart, the authentic place of our heart, that wants union, that wants brotherhood, that wants sisterhood, that doesn't want to have to compete, that just wants to come into the divine sacred union. And that's how we create sacred union, is by making love and being love and moving from love. When we connect from the heart, we're able to access our soul. And when we're able to merge bodies together from the place of the soul, we're creating prayer. And that prayer is going to change the world. And my prayer, every time I'm at an Ista, is that each and every one of us find the courage to go deep, to dust off all the layers of dust and veils over our shadow, so that we could see where we're wounded, we could see where we're hurt, and we could, with the vulnerability of our heart, connect in love with each other. Do the work, come to Ista. First step, find your heart. And from that point, we connect and we heal the world. I promise you. Remember, let love free. It's the only way we'll change anything. Peace.